Are you looking for work from home jobs that you can do at night? Well, you're in luck. I've trained over 5,000 individuals to start their own at-home business. And so I'm going to share with you the best jobs you can do completely from home at night in this video. If you haven't met me, I'm Abbey Ashley, CEO and founder of The Virtual Savvy. I teach people how to work from home as virtual assistants. And so if you love all things work from home, you're definitely going to want to subscribe to my channel, and you can click that bell to be notified every time I release new content. When I first started my virtual assistant business, I was actually pregnant at the time. I was about 8-9 months pregnant, and I had a 2-year-old at home. And needless to say, I needed work that was super flexible. And most of the time that I could actually commit to working was at night. My husband was working at a job where he had to drive. He had a really long commute. So once the kids went to bed, I would spend a few hours every single night just getting some work done. It was actually during this time that I started a virtual assistant business, and it was an absolute game changer for our family. We went from living in this basement apartment, my husband having to drive 2 hours to and from work, to me building my business, building a team of subcontractors, and eventually retiring my husband. We moved to Missouri and now live in our dream home. And it's been such a crazy ride, and it's incredible to think that it all started just with a laptop and me like wanting to make some money working from home at night on my own terms. So one of the questions that I know I had, and that you might be thinking too, is what types of work from home jobs can I actually do at night? So I decided to come up with a list of 20 jobs that you can do at home at night. I've broken them up into 3 different categories. So there's admin, there's creative, and then there are kind of specialty tasks. And so in this video, I'll break down each one. I'll say what they are and give a little bit of a description of what it actually means to do that task too. That way you have a broader understanding of if you think this might be something that is a fit for you. Now, if you're actually wanting to learn more skills and tech as a virtual assistant, you definitely should check out SavvyVault. It's a monthly membership, cancel anytime. You can go in. We have over 70 tech and industry training courses where you can actually learn different tech and skills as a virtual assistant. So definitely take a moment to check that out. Now, before jumping into the list, I do want to note that these are all jobs that can be done as a virtual assistant or a freelancer. And so essentially you're getting small business owners to pay for these tasks. There's so many small business owners who are open to the idea of hiring a remote virtual assistant, everything from health coaches to bloggers to online service providers themselves. There's so many different types of businesses that hire virtual assistants, and you as a virtual assistant can choose the jobs that you want to do or not want to do. And so just keep that in mind as we're going through the list. You don't have to do all of these, right? You can pick 5, 10 that you would really be interested in doing and maybe specialize in those particular services. All right, we're going to jump into the administrative category first. Remember, we're doing admin, creative, and specialty services. And so the very first job under admin is email management. This is one of the first things that I see small business owners outsource to a virtual assistant, is handling their inbox. I know, even as a business owner myself, I hate doing my own email. There's something about it that I just don't enjoy it, and it is really hard for me to keep up with it. And I get so much spam, or there's things that I need to attend to right now and things that really can wait till later. So as a virtual assistant, you'll be the first line individual to get rid of the spam, reply to the easy emails, and really prioritize what the business owner needs to tend to themselves. And it can be a learning process to do this, but once you've really worked out a system of how to manage this business owner's inbox well, it is such an asset to them. All right, job number 2 is a little more specialized, but still related a little bit to email, and that's calendar management and appointment setting. And why I say it's tied to number 1 is that this will most often happen in email, although I do know that some individuals offer a service of appointment setting via phone. Actually, a client, when I first started my business, wanted me to do appointment setting phone calls, and I did it for a while. I didn't love it. It wasn't something I could do at night. So what's so cool is that with appointment setting, you can actually email anytime, right? You can email at 3 a.m. and there's actually tools built into Gmail or other service providers where you can send an email at 3 o'clock in the morning, but it won't actually send till 8 a.m. So it doesn't look like, oh, this person is working at 3 a.m., right? They have boundaries. And so there's tools that you can use in email systems to actually send an email to go out later. So email management, calendar management, working with other people to schedule appointments with that business owner is something that can be done anytime. Number 3 is data entry. I love data entry. The very first job I actually got as a virtual assistant was a data entry job. I had a massage therapist that handed me a giant box of business cards and said, hey, can you actually put these in a spreadsheet for me? And so I did that, and I just tracked tracked my time and entered in the information, and I could do it at any time of night, which was perfect. Number 4 is travel arrangements and research. You probably have done this for yourself. So if you're thinking, do I have the skills to be a virtual assistant? The answer is yes, because small business owners need help with this as well. If they're flying to a conference, or maybe they even have a personal trip coming up and they're wanting to look up the best hotels, the best flights, the best accommodations, things to do in the area, that is research that you can take off of their plate. And obviously that kind of research could be done anytime during the day or night. Which leads us to number 5, which is market research. I actually just handed a market research project off to a virtual assistant. I had her compiling a list of different trends that she's finding in an industry, and just this research, something that I could have done on my own, she's able to go out, do the research, and then bring the information back to me. It's saving me tons and tons of hours. And I actually gave this to her on a day that was like a snow day. So it wasn't done at night, but it was done while her kids were at home, which was really, really cool, and obviously could be done in the evening as well. Number 6 is online survey creation and analysis. Creating online surveys is a great way to pull an email list or your existing customers to find out more information about them. Now, one of my favorite tools to do this is Typeform. It's really, really user-friendly. You can create beautiful and user-friendly surveys. And what's really cool about it is it also gives you data and analysis at the end, and you can create some really cool reports based off of that. So if you're thinking of doing surveys for your client or even for your own business, definitely I would recommend Typeform. Number 7 is community management. More and more businesses are creating online communities. I know that our students of our Virtual Assistant Training Academy have a Facebook group that they are posting their questions and interacting in all of the time. And so we actually have dedicated remote workers that work at night that will come in and they will serve the community. They're answering their questions, they're posting questions, and really getting engagement happening inside of that group. And so this is a really, really great skill that you can offer. It can be done anytime. You don't have to talk. It can be done at night. It can be done at 3 a.m., right? And so definitely community management, whether a Facebook group or even like a LinkedIn community. There's a platform called Circle that has its own kind of community that's outside of a social platform. Any type of these communities that people are creating online, you can manage them and you can do it totally at night. Number 8 is file organization. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw out number 9, which is email organization as well. If you have that organizing brain and it just soothes you to organize things, you can definitely add this to your list of services. I know I love taking a messy Google Drive folder or somebody's messy email folders and just creating a system and beautiful folders that just make sense and really organizing things. And so if that's something that you enjoy, then both of these services are ones that could be done, fall under that administrative category, and can be done anytime at night. All right, let's move into some creative services. I've listed a lot of admin, and hopefully you have a few services that you're thinking of that you could potentially go ahead and start offering as a virtual assistant. Number 10 under this new creative category is writing blog posts. If you have a knack for writing, you know that there is nothing better than just getting cozy, maybe in bed or on the couch with a warm blanket and writing a really amazing blog post. It's something I actually really enjoy. It just spurs my creativity, and sometimes at night is when I get my best work done. So if writing blog posts is something you enjoy, this definitely could be added to your list of services. Number 11, you could create graphics or presentations. If you haven't discovered Canva, canva.com is mind-blowing. And if you are a more creative individual and you love to do your creating at night, you should check out Canva. You can create social media posts, you can create documents, you can create presentations, webinars, flyers, anything that you want to create that's visual. Pretty much it can be done on Canva, and there's a free version, hey, which we all love. Number 12 is newsletter creation and distribution. Here at the Virtual Savvy, we send out a weekly newsletter to all of our email subscribers, and every single week we have one of our remote employees that inputs that information, makes it pretty, make sure that it all makes sense, puts in all the relevant information, all the links are correct. All of this can be done remotely on your own time, could be done in the morning or at night. And so that's why I love just newsletter creation, distribution, email marketing in general is something that can mostly be done at night. And then number 13 and 14 do go hand in hand, and that's social media creation and social media scheduling. So I mentioned Canva earlier. offer. And so not only can you create flyers and presentations, you can also create social media graphics. You can create reels, you can create short form videos on this platform. And then once that's all created, you could use a scheduler to actually post the content for your clients. Now, Facebook has made this really, really easy. You can go in and you can pre-schedule your content to be posted both on Facebook and on Instagram, which I think is amazing. I know that there are some virtual assistants that really will get in the zone and they will just pump out like an entire month of content for themselves or their clients. Just take a couple hours for 2 or 3 nights and just get that done. So I think that is just really, really cool and 2 awesome services that you can offer if you're more of a creative virtual assistant. Now I'm going to reserve the last 5 for more niche specific services. Now you might hear these and think, oh, I don't know how to do that. And that's fine. These are not for everybody, but I just want you to see what is really possible when it comes to working from home at night for yourself. Number 15 is proofreading and editing. If you are a proofreader, which I'm raising my hand, I am not. I'm actually a terrible proofreader. I do not have the attention to detail needed for this, but some of you are. Some of you can just spot a typo from a mile away. And so if that's you, you definitely already know that that is something that is probably best done at night, right? Like nice, cozy, and quiet. I think that that is a great skill to be offering as a virtual assistant. Number 16 is video editing. Now I did used to do video editing quite a bit. I don't do it as much anymore. It's very tedious work, but if you learn the skill of how to edit videos, this is definitely something that can be a huge asset to a business owner. And I've known people that have really thriving online businesses just niching down completely to video editing. So all of these YouTube videos that we are filming, we hire an editor to actually edit them for us, to chop them down, to actually put in all of the words at the bottom, the lower thirds. See, I know my lingo, kind of. All of that is done by a video editor. So that's definitely a niche skill that you can learn and offer and can do completely at night. And if you're a video editor, you might also want to look into podcast editing. More and more people are doing podcasts, and as their podcasts grow, they start to look for podcast editor. So editing down a podcast, actually scheduling it to be posted, all of the tasks needed to really put out a quality podcast, all those tasks can be done remotely, can be outsourced, and can be done at night. Podcast management in general is just a really niche skill that I've seen people have great success with. PR and outreach tasks. Now you might think, oh, this is involving people. How do you do this? So maybe not everything could be done at night when it comes to PR and outreach, but a lot of the first initial outreach that you're doing to people, again, sending out emails, making that first introduction, doing a video introduction to somebody for a potential partnership, all that could be done at night. Now, when it comes to actually meeting with somebody, they might not want to work at night, but maybe they do, right? I mean, you don't really know. So you might need some availability during the day to actually make the connections, or maybe you're just scheduling the connections for your small business owner, right? You're doing research about who would be a good partner for them, doing the initial reach out, and then once you've scheduled that meeting, your client takes the next step to actually connect with them. So there is a way definitely to do PR and outreach at night. It's a niche skill for sure, but I wanted to mention it because it can be incredibly lucrative. All right, web design and website maintenance. Again, if you have this skill, what an incredible skill. I know that people can charge upwards of $5,000, $10,000, even $20,000 for a really incredible website. And that's all work that can be done at home at night. And then lastly, I put bookkeeping, remote accounting. These are both obviously niche skills, and you have to have that industry knowledge to be able to do this for small business owners. But if it's something that you have experience in, offering a remote bookkeeping or remote accounting company, a lot of the work needed for that can be done at night. So I wanted to make sure to mention it. All right, that's a really big list. We listed 20 work from home jobs that can be done entirely at night. I would love to hear which ones you are most excited about. Let me know in the comments below. Now, once you have this list of services, you're probably thinking, what next? What do I actually do with this knowledge? Well, we have a checklist for you, the virtualsavvy.com/business checklist. I definitely recommend that you check this out because it's the step-by-step guide that you're gonna need in order to price, package, just really know what to do next when it comes to forming your own at-home virtual assistant or freelance business. So it's a resource we want to provide for you for free. All right, that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure again to subscribe to my channel. We put out content like this all the time. In fact, you can check out some of my other videos where we are talking more in depth about the steps needed to start a virtual assistant business. So I hope that you check those out. All right, I'll see you in the next video.